So when we talk about education in our family, it's not just about schools or grades, you know. It's about building a mindset that stays with them for life. That's why Kelly and I have always been pretty intentional about how we introduce learning to Cameron and Brianna.
Oh, absolutely. And look, can we talk about those screens for a second? I mean, Jerry, kids these days are glued to YouTube or Minecraft or what's that other one, Roblox? Like all the time.
Roblox. Yeah, I've seen how drawn they are to it, but those platforms, they're not exactly designed with long-term success in mind, right? They're what I like to think of as time fillers. Entertaining, sure, but they don't teach them the value of curiosity or critical thinking.
Exactly. Like none of those games are going to pay their bills someday, right? But a strong education, now that can actually change their lives. It's what I tell my kids all the time. Chase knowledge, not likes and followers.
That's so true. And that's kind of what inspired my book. Black Fathers Are Real is partly about showing our kids that we're present and productive, but it's also about instilling those academic values early on. It's uh it's showing them that education isn't just a tool, it's a
Oh my
superpower.
gosh, Jerry, I love that. Education is a superpower. It's got a nice ring to it. But seriously, how do you and Kelly balance all of that? I mean, making school fun, but also keeping it, real with them?
Well, it's definitely a team effort. We try to tie in things they're already interested in. For example, if Cameron's curious about dinosaurs, we might look into the science behind fossils, go to the library, of course, and it becomes an adventure for him.
Oh, I love that. And Brianna? What's her thing right now?
She loves art. So we've been introducing her to the history of different art movements. It's exciting to see her eyes light up when we connect what she loves with ways she can apply that knowledge in the world.
That's awesome. Honestly, I'm taking notes here. Every time I try to get my kids to learn, they're like, Mom, is this going to be on TikTok? Like, come on.
Well, it's all about balance, and sometimes hearing strategies from other parents helps a lot. Like a friend of mine had a brilliant way of tying screen time to schoolwork. Basically, they have to read or research something before they get any gaming time. It's like a little deal, but it works.
Oh, that's genius. I might try that. But seriously, Jerry, it sounds like you've built such a strong framework for education in your home. That really speaks to the kind of values you and Kelly share.
Thanks, Bianca. I think it's important to give kids a foundation that's rooted in curiosity and resilience. I mean, we can't predict everything they'll face in life, but if they have the right tools, they'll be ready for it.
You know, Jerry, everything you've shared about giving your kids that strong educational foundation, it's amazing. But I gotta ask, how are you and Kelly bracing yourselves for those teenage years? Because let me tell you, from what I've heard, it's like stepping into another world.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I hear the stories too, Friends with teenagers, man, it's a roller coaster. They talk about attitude shifting, the push for independence, and those little moments where you feel like you don't recognize your own kid for a
For a
second.
second, try ours. I've seen my friends literally pulling their hair out because their teens just refuse to communicate. It's door slam city over there.
Right? And I think the important thing is staying ahead of it, or at least as much as we can. Kelly and I have been talking about how our parenting style might shift, not completely change, but you got to adapt, right?
Oh, for sure. Like you can't parent a 15-year-old the same way you do a 5-year-old. But what's the game plan? Are you guys going to go full on lockdown mode or try to be the cool parents?
Haha, definitely no lockdown. I think it's more about balance. We want to give them space to grow, but still be that safe spot they can turn to when things get confusing or tough. It's uh it's like building this bridge where they feel trusted, but also guided.
That sounds so smart. Like you're giving them room without, letting them run wild. But wait, what about the hard conversations? Those real talk moments everyone dreads?
Oh, yeah, those are coming for sure. And honestly, I'm looking at them as opportunities to really connect, whether it's about relationships, peer pressure, or even money. It's about creating a dialogue. And speaking of money, that's something Kelly and I have been really intentional about already.
Oh, I love this topic. Financial literacy. Lay it on me. How are you teaching your kiddos about money without boring them to tears?
Well, one of the things we've started doing is talking about how money works in real life, like budgeting for things they want or saving up for something special. Cameron wanted this huge Lego set recently, so we sat down and created a plan. He had to save part of his allowance, and we'd match it if he met certain goals.
Oh man, that's so good. It's like you're turning him into a little entrepreneur. I need to try that with my youngest. She thinks money just grows in my purse.
Haha. Yeah, it's tempting to just buy them what they want, but teaching them the value of earning and managing money is one of those skills that sticks with them for life. We've even had little business talks with Brianna, like brainstorming like what kind of jobs she could do to turn her love for art into a side hustle someday.
Okay, now you're just showing off. But seriously, I do think those early lessons about money, or even just how to handle pressure, prepare them for the tough stuff like later in life. Like Jerry, it sounds like you're building some pretty solid armor for your kids.
That's the goal, Bianca. We know the teenage years will come with their own set of challenges, but I think being proactive and staying connected, that's what's going to make the difference.
You know, Jerry, staying connected sounds like such a solid foundation. But I'm curious, what are the go to activities in your house that really help you guys bond as a family? Like, is it camping, gaming, or are you more of a board game crew?
Oh, camping definitely ranks high on the list. There's just something about getting out into nature, leaving all the noise behind, and really connecting with each other. I mean, it's simpler, you know? No screens, no distractions, just quality time.
No screens? Brave soul, Jerry. My kids would throw a fit without Wi Fi. But for real, camping sounds amazing. Do you guys go fishing too? Or is it just the whole hiking and campfire vibe?
Oh, fishing's a big part of it, especially with Brianna. She loves it. It's one of those moments where I feel like I'm passing down an old school life lesson. Patience, persistence, you learn all that and more when you're standing there with a fishing rod in hand.
Love that. And it's so important for little girls to have that kind of bonding time with their parents, especially their dads. Like, what kind of lessons do you try to sneak into those moments?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's about showing her she can be strong and capable, you know, whether it's setting up the fishing gear, helping with the fire, whatever it is. I want her to see there's no limit to what she can learn or do. And also, it's it's about respect for nature, for time together, and honestly, just slowing down a bit.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Meanwhile, I'm over here thinking, should I buy a tent or what? I feel like your family's got this whole wholesome adventure thing unlocked. It's inspiring.
Thanks, Bianca. But honestly, it doesn't have to be camping or anything outdoorsy. It's really about finding what works for your family. Some of our best memories also come from simple nights at home, like themed game nights or building ridiculous pillow forts with the kids. It's more about being present than anything else.
True that. I mean, I'm all about family game nights too, except my kids are sore losers, so sometimes it ends with someone flipping the board. But hey, memorable moments, right?
Ha ha ha. Memorable for sure. And these activities don't just bond us, they show the kids how much we value spending time with them. It's the little things they'll hold on to as they grow.
Speaking of little things, you mentioned earlier about different cultures and how parenting styles can vary. How do you think those differences shape family bonds?
Oh, it's fascinating. In some cultures, fathers are more hands on with rituals, storytelling, or even cooking. Others might focus more on teaching practical survival skills. But across the board, the emphasis is on creating shared experiences. That's something I try to take to heart. Borrowing ideas from different perspectives can really enrich how we connect at home.
So true. And I think it's all about finding those common threads, you know? Whether you're fishing by a lake or just hanging out in the living room, it's about creating that sense of belonging. Kids need that, no matter where you're from.
Exactly. It's those connections that stay with them. At the end of the day, is what makes all the effort worth it. The laughs, the lessons, and even the board flipping moments. It's all part of the journey.
Well, Jerry, this has been such an awesome conversation. I feel like I learned so much, and I'm definitely inspired to try a few new things with my kiddos. But more than anything, it's a great reminder that, like you said, the little moments really do matter.
Thanks, Bianca. And hey, it's been great sharing this space with you. Parenting is no easy road, but it's conversations like these that remind us we're not doing it alone.
Absolutely. All right, folks, that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, whether it's fishing trips, game nights, or just sitting down for an honest conversation, find your thing and cherish it. See you next time.